Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, it is KingNido here and welcome to the chillingly cold Glacado City where the Ice-type Nordics are hosting the Rock-type Akala capsules, and both these sides have been having really slow seasons so far and both are on 3-game losing streaks as both of them are trying to get themselves as far away from the Twisted Spoon position as possible. Let us know in the comments below who you think will win. Will it be the Ice-types? Will it be the Rock-types? Let's go! But like I said, the Rock-types have lost 3 games in a row as they start out with Dreadnought and Arcanine in its swimming form. It will be Kragonal and Baxcalibur starting out for the Nordics, who have also lost 3 games in a row, and that Intimidate ability from Arcanine is going to lower the attack stat of both Ice-type Pokemon as we get the Stone Edge from Kragonal, but Arcanine is able to get out of the way of that attack and it is going to respond with the Muddy Water. Now this is going to hit both Kragonal and Baxcalibur. It's not very effective on Baxcalibur, but it will lower its accuracy, and if it can't hit its target, that's fantastic for the Akala capsules, but it connects with the high jump kick, which is super effective onto Arcanine as Dreadnought is going to respond with the coil. It's going to boost its attack and defense, both physical as well as its accuracy here, and it does have that 115 base attack as Kragonal is going to go with the Acid Spray here, going for Arcanine. Not very effective, so Arcanine is still in this matchup, but barely holding on as its special defense does get lowered. It does go with the Soak, so Kragonal is going to lose its Ice typing and become a Water type Pokemon. I do not think Arcanine would actually enjoy being hit by a Water type move, as the Light Screen is set up by Baxcalibur now, making its side stronger against special type moves, and Dreadnought is going to go with the Sludge Bomb onto the Water type Kragonal, who tanks that move and responds with the double kick onto Arcanine. The first one sets it up and the second one eliminates it. That super effective connection takes out the fiery Rock Pupper as Dreadnought is now all by itself on the field after those 2 hits, and Dreadnought is going to go for the Guillotine. But Dreadnought is able to shuffle out of the way of that move and goes with the Memento. I do not know what it is thinking right now, because it has just eliminated itself to lower Kragonal's attack and special attack a great deal. That's a massive sacrifice by the Water Rock type so early on. Now out in its place comes Iron Thorns, and it will be joined by Avalok, also in its Hisuian form, as we get the teleport from Kragonal. It needs a break. It's going back to the bench, and out in its place will be Beartic coming onto the field as Baxcalibur goes with the reversal onto Iron Thorns. Super effective, but you wouldn't think so with the amount of damage it did, or didn't do, as we go for the Fissure. But Beartic's able to avoid that move from Iron Thorns, and Avalok going with the Heal Pulse. But Beartic is at full strength. Not that I think it actually wants to help out the Nordics here, even though it is a part Ice type, and it is on the receiving end of a Mega Kick from Baxcalibur, as Baxcalibur is now on the receiving end of a Smart Strike, which is super effective from Iron Thorns there, and Beartic going with the Beat Up, which is going to connect 6 times because it lands a strike for every Pokemon remaining on the side of the Glacado Nordics, and they are still at a full side of 6. Avalok taking all these hits, but they're doing such little damage as Avalok has that base 184 physical defense, and it responds with the Cross Chop and almost eliminates Beartic with that super effective hit, and we get the Mud Slap now onto Iron Thorns, which is also super effective from Baxcalibur. It's going to lower the accuracy of Iron Thorns as well, who is going to respond with the Water Pledge, but Beartic's able to avoid that move. And Beartic going with the Stockpile. It is going to stockpile 1 here. It is going to boost that physical and special defense. Now it is much more of a physical attacker, but a boosted defense can always help out, as the Soft Boiled now from Avalok is going to restore its health. It should get back to full strength here, and that it does, as the Light Screen does wear off for the Glacado Nordics. Baxcalibur with the Retaliate here, but Avalok's able to avoid that move, and Iron Thorns going with the Rapid Spin eliminates Beartic from this matchup, as Iron Thorns boosts its speed, and those boosted defenses did nothing for the Icy Bear, as Avalok going with the Shelter here. It is going to give itself a defense boost, a great defense boost as well, and I already mentioned that 184 base defense as Kragonal comes back out onto the field, and we get the Volt Switch from Iron Thorns onto Kragonal. Now Iron Thorns is the one taking a break, going back to the bench, and out in its place comes Tyranitar. With that Sandstream ability, a Sandstorm will be kicked up on the field. Kragonal now with the Tickle, looking to lower those physical stats of Avalok here, both that attack and defense being lowered on the field, and Baxcalibur still in the matchup, going with the Glaive Rush, using its signature move onto Avalok, but to very little effect, unfortunately. And Avalok is going to respond with the Blaze Kick and gets the elimination of the pseudo-legendary. The pseudo-legendaries weren't even able to clash in this matchup, as Crocodile is feeling the effects of that Sandstorm, and out onto the field now comes Weavile, immediately going with the Icicle Spear onto Avalok. This is going to do such minimal chip damage, and it only connects twice with that not very effective attack. Now Crocodile with the Leech Life. Looks like they're trying to get Avalok off the field here. I really think it should have capitalized on that part dark typing of Tyranitar with that move. And Tyranitar is going to go with the Electro Web, hitting both Crocodile and Weavile. Gets the critical hit, in fact, on Crocodile, lowering the speed of both Ice-type Pokemon in the process. Although you have to think they're still going to move quicker than the two Rock-types on the field, as the Terra Blast from Avalok onto Weavile. Weavile tanks that move. That was really impressive to see by Weavile, who does feel the effects of that Sandstorm, and as does Cryogonal, who's actually been in this matchup since the start, even though it did have that little bit of a break. And now we get the Shelter for Weavile, so it's going to give itself a massive defense boost. Mind you, most of the Ice types are Glass Cannons. It only has a 65 base defense, and we get the Aromatic Mist from Cryogonal, which is going to boost the special defense now of Weavile. And we get the Wonder Room from Tyranitar. Now what this is going to do is switch the base defense and special defense. Sorry, I am tripping over my words here. Of all the Pokemon on the field, whilst that Wonder Room is in effect, Avalok plants its roots, setting up an Ingrain here, so it is going to have its health restored in between turns, as Weavile and Cryogonal continue to feel the effects of the Sandstorm. And here is Avalok having more health restored in this matchup. It has been doing great for the Akala Capture since it came onto the field, as we get the Icicle Crash onto the pseudo-legendary from Weavile here. Cryogonal is going to follow it up with the Metal Sound, trying to get Avalok off this field, since things seem to turn the way of the Akala Capsule since it came onto the field. And we get the Scold from Tyranitar, which is going to eliminate Cryogonal from this matchup. This puts the Akala Capsules in front, and it's followed up by the Heal Pulse from Avalok. I do not know what it is thinking, because it has just restored the health of Weavile here back to full strength. Even Weavile is looking refreshed out there, but it does still continue to be hit by that Sandstorm. And Avalok continuing to have its health restored, as we have an Avalok come out for the Glisado Nordics. It is in its Collusion form, and now we get the stockpile for Weavile. It is going to boost its defense, both physical and special. So it's had a defense and special defense boost twice in this matchup for each of them, as Tyranitar is going to go with the Avalanche onto Weavile, who tanks that not very effective move. Avalok in its Hisuian form follows it up with the Inferno, but its fellow Avalok is able to get out of the way, and this is very confusing with two Avalogs on the field, who goes with the Power Swap with its fellow Avalok. These two are just going head to head right now. Very physical Pokemon, and the Sandstorm has finally subsided, as the Rock-type Avalok does have its health restored from the Ingrain. And now we get the Low Kick from Weavile, and Tyranitar is eliminated by that super effective hit. That was so impressive by Weavile. And it's the Hisuian Avalok going for the Swallow, but unfortunately that does fail, as the Collusion Avalok is going to go with the Vacuum Wave onto this fellow Avalok. Super effective, great hit there as well. Looks like now that Avalok has come out onto the side of the Glisado Nordics, things are swinging back the other way, as Iron Thorns comes back out for the Akala Capsules, and Weavile immediately connects with the Lunge. A great hit there onto Iron Thorns, having its attack stat lowered, which is a base 134, and it goes with the Sweet Scent. Now this is going to lower the evasiveness of the Ice-type Pokemon on the field. Not the Hisuian Avalok though, only the opposing Ice Pokemon, as the Fairy Lock from the Hisuian Avalok is going to make it so no one can run away during the next turn. Not that anybody does during the PokeType League. And we get the Brave Bird from the Collusion Avalok, which Iron Thorns tanks. That not very effective move. Avalok does get a tiny bit of recoil damage, as its fellow Avalok, the one on the Rock-type side, the one on the Akala Capsules, does have its health restored, because remember, it did set up that Ingrain earlier on, and the Wonder Room has worn off, as we get the Slack Off from Weavile. It is going to get itself back to full strength yet again, and Iron Thorns with the Cosmic Power now is going to boost its defense here, as well as its special defense. It is a very physical Pokemon though, as the Hisuian Avalok with the Rising Voltage going for the Collusion Avalok, and it is going to respond with the Safeguard. This will protect the Glisado Nordics from receiving status conditions, being protected by that Mystical Veil. And there is Avalok still having its health restored thanks to that Ingrain. And we get the Whirlpool though from Weavile, super effective onto Avalok, but it's able to hold on. That Ingrain has helped it stay in this matchup. Iron Thorns with the Roost, it is going to have its health restored now. Not quite getting back to full strength, but some much needed health there. As the Hisu and Avalok with the Teeter Dance, it is going to confuse everybody on the field, but unfortunately for it, the Glissato and Norks are protected by the safeguard, so Iron Thorns is the only one to be left in a confused state. And now the Colosian Avalok going with the beat up. We saw this. It only needs to hit 3 times. It only gets to hit 3 times, sorry, but it only needs 3 to get the elimination of its fellow Avalok. And now the Glissato Nordics have taken back the lead, as it is Lycanroc now coming out for the Akala captures, and immediately it is going to go with the Zen Headbutt, but it goes for Weavile and it won't affect it because it is immune to Psychic type attacks, being part Dark, and it responds with the Ice Beam. A fantastic hit there onto Lycanroc. Iron Thorns confused, needs to shake this off here. It is successful in doing so, and it goes with the Magical Leaf onto Avalok, the only Avalok that's now on the field, and it is going to respond with the Water Pulse onto Iron Thorns. Super effective, but it did not look like it was at all. Now the Bullet Punch from Lycanroc onto Weavile. Super effective, but Weavile tanks that hit much better than I would have expected, and it responds with the Triple Axle onto Iron Thorns. This move gets stronger with every hit. It's got 2. The third one, though, does not get enough damage in to get the elimination, and Iron Thorns is still confused. It could potentially eliminate itself if it doesn't shake this off. It does hit itself in its confusion, but thankfully it does very minimal damage. But this opens the door for Avalok to finish it off, going with the extreme speed. Iron Thorns is still able to hold on after that not very effective attack, though, and Lycanroc goes with the Drill Peck. Weavile, though, responds with the Acid Spray onto Iron Thorns, who's still holding on after yet another not very effective attack. It does have its special defense lowered a great deal, though, but it is still in a confused state, so it could still take itself out of this matchup, and that it does. Iron Thorns has eliminated itself. Lycanroc is all by itself. It has 3 ice types to contend with. Avalok going with the Sweet Kiss. This is going to leave Lycanroc in a confused state, so it might eliminate itself just like we saw Iron Thorns do. And the Glissato Nordics are no longer protected by that safeguard as Lycanroc tries to shake off this confusion. But unfortunately, it does do damage to itself. This opens the door for the Glissato Nordics. Weavile is going to go with the Night Slash, and Lycanroc is eliminated. The Glissato Nordics have gotten their 2nd win of the season, but the Akala Capsules have just lost their 4th game in the row as their season continues to get worse. They do stay in 15th place, but next round they will be taking on the Olivine Carbons, whereas the Glissato Nordics still sitting in 19th, but next round they will be taking on the Goldenrod Aces. And until then, Nidorinas and Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was best on field. If you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe, but more importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I'll see you when you see me.